There's a little more to this story too, by the way. And so I'm naked in the hallway.
I'm Sarah, and this is Travis. We've moved 7 times in the last 6 years and are currently renovating our 3rd house with our 3 boys and our Old English sheepdog. Follow along as we renovate our house and raise our boys. That's him. Subscribe and join us on our next adventure.
Okay, so I think Sarah mentioned we ended up with a gap up here. I did bad math. Our solution is just a little trim piece, which has kind of worked out good. It's like a nice little finishing touch. So I'm starting to figure out the math on this. The other thing I'm fighting here is my ceiling has different heights, which is pretty standard. So I'm having to have this one touch the ceiling. The other ones will have a little gap that'll have to be filled with caulk. One side note here, this trim tile, whatever it's made out of, is so delicate that it just shatters when I try to cut it. I found that if I tape the edge like this, I can minimize the shattering to almost nothing. Well, we're kidless all day today, no kids. We just dropped our kids off at her sister's house, and then most of the day tomorrow. We'll be home for dinner tomorrow. We just saw Spider-Man. It was really good.
It was really good. We'd recommend it.
Especially if you've seen the other Spider-Man. I didn't realize how much they played a part in this one. But
yeah.
About to walk into a model home. Who is this one?
I think it was it Ivory Home?
That was the last one we were at.
I know, but I think there might have been 2. I can't remember.
Oh.
We're gonna go see. This is what we do for fun. Is walk through houses.
Maybe we'll build one day. I think that'd be really fun rather than renovate and flip.
Yeah. But the last time we went out of town was when Lincoln was a baby, like 8 months old. So that was
when we went out of town without kids.
Yeah, without kids is what I'm saying.
I don't know. We like to do stuff with our kids.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's harder, but it's also way funner.
Well.
When with certain stuff you do. Like,
okay.
Like.
Careful. So much better than being stuck together. We like taking our kids on vacation and stuff. But this will be fun. Just Travis and I. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So
fun too.
We'll take you guys along.
This house was so beautiful and just really well done. I think it was right around 5,000 square feet, and it was for sale for just under $2 million.
What's the difference between an axe and a hatchet? Oh, okay. Whoa, nice.
All right, let's see.
Was that a bullseye?
You hit it. Yeah, it just was the handle or something.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So you just bring your arm all the way through. Where did that hit?
So Travis is just finishing these last couple pieces. I think you have like 3 more? Yeah, so we had a ton of fun on our little staycation. We didn't get a video of everything that we did, but one thing we didn't really think about ahead of time was that we stayed, was it the day before New Year's Eve to New Year's Eve?
Yes.
Yeah. We didn't realize that like everything was going to be closed. So we had all these plans to do some super fun stuff and we weren't able to do it. So that was kind of a bummer. But we wanted to tell you guys about our hotel because we had kind of a funny experience. So we stayed at a hotel, like we said, just pretty close by our house. But when we got there, we were trying to figure out where we were going to eat dinner. And so we go into the room and we're like, well, we'll just sit down and watch TV for a minute and figure out where we're gonna go eat. And so Travis goes to turn the TV on, and the TV won't turn on. And so we call down and we're like, hey, our TV isn't working. Is there any way we can like try another one or something? And it's just this young, like probably 18-year-old kid, 19-year-old kid. He's like, yeah, I'll bring a TV up in just a little bit. And we're like, okay, well, we're gonna go out and eat. So just bring it up. You can do whatever and we'll be back later. And so we left, and when we came back, there was just a TV sitting outside of our room. So anyway, I think I got the camera figured out. We go out to dinner and we come back and there's a TV sitting out in front of our room. Travis is like, well, we'll just bring this in and try it out. We go in there, that TV doesn't work. The power light flashes on and then shuts off. We call down and we're like, hey, sorry to bother you. This TV doesn't work either. So he's like, okay, I'll be up in just a minute with another TV. So we're like, okay. We're waiting like 30, 45 minutes. And so finally we're like, well, maybe we should go see like what's going on. So we go down there and there's a huge lineup at this poor kid's desk. He's the only one there. And so we get in line and wait, and we get up there and he's like, I'm so sorry, you guys. I have the TV just right in the hall. We're like, well, we're happy to just take it up and, test it ourselves. We take it upstairs and plug it in, and the TV turns on. So I call down there. I'm like, hey, thank you so much. We got it to work. And I hang up the phone, and then the TV shuts off. And so we're like, oh my gosh. And
so keep in mind that this is the third TV we're on now.
yeah.
And this dude who's running the place by himself, again, is like 18 years old and has one arm. So every time we're asking for a new TV, he's like lugging around a TV with one arm. I like jumped in to try and help him. He's like, no, I got it. So we're trying not to be problems. We're feeling bad being problems, but we got problems.
So anyway, he's like, well, let me figure out what we can do for you. I'll get this all figured out. I'll let you know. We hang up the phone and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden we hear this loud bang. And Travis is like, I think someone just tried to get in our room. And I'm like, no, I think that must have been like the door next door or something. And then we hear another loud bang. And so Travis is like, I gotta go see what's going on. So he gets up and he can see I had closed like the metal latch thing that goes over the door. And so he can see that our door is pushed open and someone's fingers are like reaching in, trying to undo the latch. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? Like, we're in here.
There's a little more to this story too, by the way. When that person first banged on the door, I was just about to get in the shower. And so I'm naked in the hallway and the door bangs, and we're in a strange place, and there was nothing that felt more insecure, like unsettling, than about to have somebody walk into our room that you thought was secure. And then the second time, I was just about to turn on the shower and I hear the bang again. I walk around the corner and I can see his finger through the door crack trying to unlatch the latch. I'm like, hey, someone's in here.
And the guy started arguing with you too. He was like, I have a key, this is my room. And Travis is like, we're in here. Like, this is our room. We're unpacked. We're in here. And the guy's like, well, why do I have a key then? And Travis is like, I don't know. You gotta go back down and talk with the front desk.
I'm gonna convince this guy while we're in the room and I'm standing on the other side naked.
And so the guy finally leaves, and then Travis calls down to the poor kid down at the front and is like, hey, someone just tried to come in our room. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just had your guys' room number on my mind and I accidentally assigned him to that room. So I'll get it all figured out. And then he's like, and actually I found another room for you. We had paid extra to have a king size suite. And so he's like, it's another king suite. So you guys can just like get all your stuff and come down. I'll get you settled in that room. I'm like, great, that's great.
But at this point, 3 TVs later and someone trying to break into our room, and a little like 11-year-old kid was running around door knocking on all the doors. And so we're getting pested by this little kid. At this point, I was losing my patience.
And so he told us to pack all of our stuff up and come down. So we did. And when we get all of our luggage and we get into the elevator, and the kid from the front desk gets into the elevator at the same time. And he's like, guys, I'm so sorry. He was in room 103 or whatever, and you guys were in 310, and I just goofed up the numbers in my head. And we're like, no big deal, it's fine. And so we get down to the front desk, and he's like, okay, I got you guys reassigned. Here's your keys. You guys will be in room 103. And I'm like, wait, didn't you just say that was the guy's room who came into our room? And he's like, I don't think so. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you said in the elevator. And he's like, I better go check just a minute. So he walks over there and it was the guy's room. So he almost gave us his room and we would have gone and tried to go into his room like he did to us. So it was so funny. And then it turned out that he had actually assigned that guy to the other king suite. So we had to go into like a queen room. And anyway, we finally got all settled. And it turned out to be a really fun night and everything. But it was just so funny. They took good care of us. They gave us like free snacks and were really nice. A discount on the room. And the poor front desk kid had to call Travis and be like, hey, what did the kid look like that was door knocking? Because I've had like 4 other people call and complain that he's banging on their door. And so I think he had a really rough night. But it was so funny. There's all the things that went wrong. But anyway, we hope you guys had a great weekend. And that's all we have for you. It looks like Travis is finally done with that trim. So this tile is all the way done.
Now I just have to go through all these lines and knock out any leftover mortar.
And then it's grouting next, right?
And then grouting, yep.
So we'll probably have a grouting video for you guys next week. Okay, thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you later.